A very young mouse who had never seen much of the world almost came to grief the very first time he ventured out alone. When he returned home safely, he told his mother the story of his great adventure. "I was strolling along very peacefully," said the little mouse, "when, just as I turned the corner into the next yard, I saw two strange creatures. One of them looked kind and gentle, but the other was the most fearful monster you can imagine. On top of his head and in front of his neck hung pieces of raw red flesh. He walked restlessly, tearing up the ground with his toes and beating his arms wildly against his sides. The moment he saw me, he opened his sharp mouth as if to swallow me whole, and then he let out a piercing roar that frightened me almost to death." Can you guess who this terrible monster was? It was nothing more than a barnyard rooster, the very first one the young mouse had ever seen. "If it had not been for that dreadful monster," the mouse continued, "I would have met the other creature, the one who looked so good and gentle. He had thick, velvety fur, a meek and pleasant face, and a modest look, though his eyes were bright and shining. As he gazed at me, he waved his long tail and seemed to smile. I am sure he was about to speak to me when suddenly the monster screamed again, and I ran for my life." "My son," said the mother mouse gently, "the creature you thought so kind and harmless was none other than the cat. Behind his soft fur and gentle smile lies danger for every mouse. The other creature was only a bird who would never have harmed you at all. Be thankful, my child, that you escaped with your life. And remember this lesson as long as you live. Never judge others by their outward appearance. And therefore the moral of the story, do not trust appearances alone."